Hey guys, welcome back. So this is again a continuation video from our previous block styler tutorial. So in this episode we are going to extend the black styler functionality. So we are going to I just opened the existing one which we created in the previous video. So let's get the inputs from the user for the few parameters like width, height, and length. So for that I'm going to add the string. Okay, anyway it is the value which we use as a string, so we need to introduce the strings. So I'm talking about this one. Okay, if you don't understand, you just press F2 or go to the definition and you can see it accepts only string. Okay, so now we are going to introduce the string. We can actually copy paste also. This one I can copy and just paste it there. Again paste it. So we have three. Give some meaningful title name for this group, like input parameters, input group, and this one let's say it's a length. Next one width, and the last one is height. Okay, now we are going to get these inputs from the user. Then we are going to create our block. So that's how it should work. Now, before you going to save this block, uh, there is an important thing. So I'm just going to show you. See, there is a warning. This file is overwritten by the block UI styler while generating the automation code. Any modification to this file will be lost after generating the code again. The thing is, see, if you remember, we have these two files. Once you save, these two files will be regenerated, which means it will replace this file as well as this file. So whatever you do, whatever you written in this file will be overwritten, but you don't have to worry because this file is not located in this folder. This is separate folder, and that's why I opened this folder. This is our project we added here, so it will not be replaced. You don't have to worry. But some case like people might uh, forget to do the things, like they will simply keep suppose if I'm keeping my dlx file inside this folder, I'm editing from here, then this file will be replaced. So just keep that in mind and just keep it in separate folders, like your dlx should be in separate and your cs file should be in separate folder. So every time whenever the new cs file created, you just copy whatever the required parameters from there to here. So I will show you that. Okay, let's save it. So now if we go and look the time, you see 9:39. It just created the both the DLX and CS file. So now we are going to open this CS file. So this CS file is the new one which is created. This is our old one. So the new one will have the things we introduced as length, width, height. All these things you need to copy. Just go to the same area and just paste it here. In a similar way, we need to update it in three places. This is first place, and the second one will be here. So I think length with height. Yeah. Okay, sorry. Okay, here again. Yeah, just paste it. Okay, and I think this one I missed. Okay, then the next one will be update callback. So length, height, yeah, only these three. Go back here. Okay, just keep it and just add this one. Just make it an uniform manner so we are in line with everything. Okay, I think I missed the declaration for this input group. Okay, I think we are done. Or we can close this file. We can just build this one. Build succeed. Okay. Now we can exit here. Now we need to add a few more logic while creating our block. So here we are going to get the input from the values, right, from the user. So what we have to height, we are going to use the height dot value, and the length, again length dot value. Okay, but sometimes user may not give some values, like if there is anything like empty value, so we need to check it before we come to execute this, because zero, if you give zero, then we cannot create some of the parameters, like some of the model will not accept the zero value. I think all three needs to have some value, so otherwise it will be a kind of sheet or something like. So we need to check it. So height str dot value is not equal to string dot empty. We also have to check lot of things, but at the moment this is very important to check if the value is not empty. So that's why I'm just introducing this, because if I tell you more than these conditions, then it will be very confusing for you. So which you will be exploring when you experiment with a lot of other stuffs. Okay, when you learn more C sharp things, you will come to know all these extra steps. Okay, height, width, and length. Sorry guys, I kind of speaking a lot. I think that's why it's my all videos are getting more lengthy ones. Okay, I think we are done. So I'm just going to build it. Okay, success. Let's run it. Okay, let's say I have 50, 400, 100. The point. Let's create. Oh, it's created. Okay, we change the values. 40, 10. That is it. Oh, we didn't change the points. Let's create. See the difference. We can give anything, and the block is based on that. The block will be changed. See, that's the magic. Okay, guys. See you then. Just try the same thing with your practice sessions. Okay. Thank you. Bye bye.